Robert Littal, Black Sports Online. Kevin, can you talk about Klay Thompson, even when he's not shooting well, what his defense means to you guys, and how he also opens up the offensive end for you?
Well, if he's not making shots, he's still a respected shooter, and nobody's going to give him open shots if he starts to miss. So we know the gravity he pulls when he's out there, and his movement off of the ball is one of the main reasons why we're a good team. And also his defense is the reason why we're one of the best defensive teams in the league as well. So when he's not shooting the ball, that doesn't take him out of his game. That doesn't lower his confidence. He just continues to keep shooting and stay aggressive on both ends of the floor. So we don't need that going forward if we want to finish this off, and if we want to win the next game, we're going to need everybody to play extremely hard on both ends, no matter what.
Janie here in the front.
Kevin, Janie McCauley from AP. What adjustments do you expect to see from them tomorrow, and were you surprised at all the way you were able to go through the lane untouched so many times?
Well, I'm sure that won't happen tomorrow. They're going to be way more physical. They're going to be way more aggressive in the pick and roll on the offensive end and defensively. They're going to try to get their three-point shooters going and rebound the ball. They're going to try to get more offensive rebounds. It's just going to muck the game up, be physical, and we got to come out and be even more physical than we were in game one. We got to be better at finishing around the rim to start the game. We can't give away. We can't leave points on the table. Defensively, we just got to talk a little bit more and communicate on pick and rolls, on anything, transition. So we definitely have to be better.
Greg on 4 on the left side.
Kevin, Greg Logan of Newsday. Can you go back and kind of relive for us what you went through when you got the first news of a serious injury and the relief you must have felt later, and then how that time off might have affected your perspective on what you were doing with this team?
I got injured in D.C. First minute of the game, I ran down the court. My knee started hurting. I walked in the back, and they said I had a sprained MCL. That's it.
They were saying broken tibia, I thought.
Yeah, but I was a sprained MCL, and I was out 6 to 8 weeks. And when I sat down, my main concern was just trying to get as healthy as I can to get out there and play in the rest of the regular season games. I played in 3 regular season games to end the season, so that's what I was more so focused on, and just cheering my teammates on and trying to help, from the bench, and just be a great teammate while I was out. That was my main concern. But being injured, that's part of the game, and I just try to, not hang my head because of it and come back as strongly as I can.
And was it difficult at all to fit back in a second time after being out that long?
It was an adjustment. I wouldn't say it was difficult. I had to adjust, and I had to play the rust off a little bit. I was out for a month, and I just make sure my timing was right, my touch on my shot was right. My win, I just try to, make sure all that stuff was right before we got to the playoffs, and it took a couple games for me to get it back, but I felt good once we started.
Michael over here on the right.
Kevin, Michael Grange from Sportsnet in Toronto. Was talking to Steve a little bit about this too, but just, Sean.
Who?
Steph Curry. Sorry,
you forgot Steph
No, I got
Curry.
Steve Nash in my mind, sorry. What's it been like working with Steph, and what have you picked up from each other in terms of elevating your own craft, elevating your game?
Well, you want to know, Steph is one of the best players in the world, one of the best players ever. And you just want to know how hard they work. You want to know their approach to the game. You want to know how serious they take it. So day one, when I came in, I seen his work after practices, after shoot-arounds, and how regimented it is. He's like a robot. I think in order for you to be good in this league, it has to be an everyday thing, and it is with him. So that's the first thing I wanted to see. And just I wanted to see how he became so good, the techniques, the methods that he used to work on his game. And I definitely learned a lot from him as far as his base on his jump shot, his balance in the pick and roll, his ball handling, just all the skills that you see within the player I wonder where he got it from, and I see it every day, the stuff that he works on. And then, like you said, I was over here listening to him. The unorthodox movements, you know, that you really can't, you know, try in the game, but you know, stuff that works on his body, the Karate Kid type of stuff that he was talking about. I think that he's took it to another level and just trying to challenge himself. And I try to do the same things, and we challenge each other as well. So it's been a great dynamic.
And just as a follow-up, you mentioned the other day, you know, working with Steve Nash.
Yeah.
Why did that relationship develop, and why would a 7-footer try to reach out to a 6'1" point guard to become better?
Well, it happened a couple years ago. We had some mutual friends, and I admire everything about Steve Nash. I mean, he's 6'2", 6'1", not athletic at all, but two-time MVP, and made it look easy. And it was because he's efficient. His high basketball IQ, no wasted movements. His balance was always on point. He made all types of runners and floaters and all different types of shots, and I know that comes from just always working on your game, always trying new things. So, you know, I wanted to be able to make those shots, those layups, those fadeaways, those stop on a dime, pull-up jump shots, you know, playing the pick and roll. I just tried to do all the stuff the guards did and try to expand my game, and I went to Steve.
Thank you very much.
Front row on the left.
Kevin and Killian with the San Francisco Chronicle. 5 years ago, you faced LeBron in the finals. What's your perspective on how both of you have evolved in those 5 years?
Experience is always a great teacher and always elevates you. And, you know, we both been through a lot since then. And our games have grown, and we've seen more and more different. Just the game has changed since then as well. You know, you was playing with traditional bigs, two traditional bigs, usually, 5 years ago, and now the game is going smaller and smaller. So it feels like, it was such a long time ago, but just that experience of just playing so many games in between then, you know, especially him, he's been in the finals every year since then, and I played in a lot of games since then as well. So just try to use that experience to help me out today, and I'm sure he did the same.
In the middle.
Yeah, it's Sherry from Tencent China. And after the game you won, well, when asked about what has changed about this year's Warrior, LeBron's answer was a simple KD. Do you think that's the only thing that changes with the Warriors this year?
No, I think we all, gotten better, and we've worked well together throughout the season. We know one day it may be me, one day it may be Steph, Clay, Draymond, and, we didn't go into the game saying, like, we need to get this guy the ball in order for us to win. We just kind of let it flow, and I was able to hit a few shots. And I was only able to score in transition and pick and roll is because of Steph and Clay and the rest of the guys, just the movement they have on the backside of the ball. So, I just try to be aggressive and use them as help as well. And we try to just work well with each other, work well off of each other. And, we know next game is going to be a totally different physical game, and we're looking forward to it. And, you never know who will come up and show up for us.